Hi everybody, this is Tracy from Indiana Bushcrafters, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about cold weather preparedness since it seems that the weather's getting colder earlier this year. First, I'd like to talk about some of my cold weather clothing items that I use for camping, but I've decided that I'm going to pack a lot of this up in a duffel bag and keep it in the car. For one, if we happen to break down or get stuck or anything like that, I'll have it handy. And if I decide to do a cold weather camping trip, I'll already have a lot of the clothing items gathered, so they'll already be ready to go and I won't have to worry about forgetting anything. So the first thing I have here is I have a base layer. This is a winter weight and it is moisture wicking. I've got 2 pairs of socks here. I've got some heavy duty wigwam merino wool socks and some thinner smart wool, and I kind of use them as a liner. I put those on first and then I put the heavy ones on over one. It seems to help prevent friction and blisters, and it does add a little bit of extra warmth. The next thing I have here is a pair of heavy winter weight sweatpants and a heavyweight hoodie. These are not water resistant, but they are warm. So I'm thinking about like if I'm gonna be stuck in the car or something like that. And I also, of course, would have the clothing that I'm wearing. If it is wet, I can put these on, and up there, I've got some heavy-duty winter-proof type bibs that are insulated and a Gore-Tex jacket. Up here, I've got a Polartec liner that goes inside the Gore-Tex. It's really quite warm. Over here I have just a Columbia packable down alternative coat that's lighter weight. I find that it's really good for like sleeping in my hammock or when it's not super cold, but I do need a coat that's maybe warmer, especially if I didn't happen to bring a coat that day and then it suddenly gets cold. Next thing I have is my head protection. I've got a Carhartt hat here that's kind of got this thing that can go down. It's got ear flaps. I've got a warm neck gaiter. Here I have a balaclava that I really like because it's got a face shield area that can be pulled down if you don't want to cover your mouth or pulled up if you do. It's also got these drawstring cords so you can cinch it up if you like, so balaclava. I have a shmog, which is good for all kinds of things. I can use this as a scarf or a wrap or a lightweight blanket, a face shield, a protection from the wind. Here I have some Welsamont deerskin gloves that do have a thin slate lining. These are nice because they're really warm. They're sturdy, so if I need to do work with these, they could handle it. But they are really quite warm. And over here I've got some military surplus wool glove liners, so if I need a little extra warmth or a lighter weight glove, I do have those. So basically this is my, I know it seems like a lot, but I get cold easy, and if I'm going to be out in really cold weather, it's just nice to be warm and safe. And this really does pack down reasonably small into a duffel bag, and I can use this as like my camping clothes in cold weather, or if I were to say get stuck on the side of the road, either break down or slide off or anything like that. So I'd kind of like to talk just for a brief moment about winter weather and driving. My primary goal is to get myself out of a situation if I happen to get either stuck or broke down, so that I don't have to worry about the issues associated with being stuck out in the cold long term on the side of the road or in the ditch, or for some reason I end up off course. Some of the things that I think are good to have in the vehicle are things like jumper cables, a decent quality toolkit for roadside repairs. I do carry tow straps and a come along, which is like a manual winch. If you're going to carry stuff like that, be sure you know how to use it. A clevis, which is a U-shaped connector that can be used with either the tow straps or chains. Some strong rope, cold steel shovel, which is handy for all kinds of things. Collapsible snow shovel, an ice scraper, some either sand or salt or kitty litter. You can use that for traction. If you use salt, you can also use it to kind of get the ice to melt some. You got things that you usually carry in my vehicle or our vehicle, such as tissue, some alcohol-based hand sanitizer, which can be used for all kinds of things, a Bic lighter, a flashlight. Be sure to check the batteries. Flashlight isn't helpful if the batteries are dead. You do carry some wool blankets, a tarp, and a grabber heat sheet. That way, if for whatever reason you need to lay on the ground to do some repairs, you don't get wet and cold. And those do make really nice shelters if you were to happen to need to use it as a shelter. A small camp stove. We have one of those little Altoids tin stoves that's actually pretty good. We have some others too. We usually carry a little bit of food in the car that's shelf stable, such as Cliff Bars or things like that. Some water. If you're going to leave water in your vehicle, be sure to not fill it all the way. Leave some room available at the top to allow for freezing. You don't want your bottle to burst. If you carry a water filter with you, such as a Sawyer Mini, this is just a reminder to keep it from freezing. If it's been used and it's not completely dry, if it freezes, it will no longer work properly. So if you carry a Sawyer Mini, like either in the woods or on a backpacking or hiking trip, keep it up close to your body. I recommend not leaving that in your vehicle. So I hope this helps out. Thank you so much. Have a great day.